Just sit there and make sure no one steals anything. We might get some early trick-or-treaters, but just keep the door locked. We get all sorts this time of year. Everything locks automatically, though. Keys are in the safe. I'll see you in the morning.
Welcome to Merlehaven's Unsolved Mysteries. Tonight, we'll be trying to solve the murder of Merlehaven's most famous artist, Mordecai Gray, brutally murdered in his loft last year, on the night of All Hallows Eve. Gray had been painting 6 portraitures at the time. They were all suspects, according to Justice Hoon, but Hoon was unable to convict any of them. Could there still be a killer on the loose? Was it Dominique Serron, the lush burlesque dancer? Or Otto Pipistrel, our now famously cancelled ventriloquist? Or perhaps Lilith Rendell, the island's only undertaker? Gray was also painting Sunday Finch, our twinless tennis star, Xavier Hahn, the reclusive clockmaker, and finally, Vice Justice Catherine Myers. Perhaps Justice Hoon was covering up for his understudy. We have all the juicy details coming up, but before we discuss those murderous muses, let's delve into the mind of a killer by retracing their footsteps on that fateful day.
During the freak fish storm of 1976, the first mayor of Merlehaven was hit on the head by Majesty, breaking his neck and ending his reign for good. Some scholars believe the fish storm was caused by a Concorde flight from England, whilst others point to a more sinister ceremony near the end. Welcome to Gallery Argenta.
Wake up. Wake up. Oh, wake up. Yes.
I'm sorry you're like this now, Mordecai. The hills have done things to you that can't be undone. The portal was perfect. And on the side of the lighthouse, you're so thoughtful. Let's tell people I'm your daughter, even though you're not a founding fisherman.
You see them too, don't you?
It was a cold and frosty morning on the 31st of October when Gray received a solitary telephone call that police traced back to a public phone box in the theater district. The call lasted for 44 seconds and appeared to be from one of Gray's portrait subjects. During the forensic sweep of his loft that night, police found a note in Gray's handwriting that read, "Unhappy. Destroyed portrait. Meet at lockup. 4 p.m. Why do they think the killer made the call? Because it gave them the opportunity to enter Mordecai's loft when they knew he would be absent, concealing themselves, waiting for their prey to return.
Well, it wasn't an accident. They knew the risks. He didn't even spend that long down there. A few days, maybe? He was just supposed to be collecting some coal samples. 3 months later, he was dead. Miss Moonstruck, enchantée. The name was actually Leo's idea. He owns the bar. I'm a classically trained ballerina. Never done burlesque before, but I like it. Costumes, choreographing the routines. It's not a bad way to pass the time. Until I can get out of here. What about you? Why are you still here? If I had your money, I'd be long gone by now. Mojitos in the Bahamas. It's this island, isn't it? Every time I try to leave, it drags me back.
What were you doing in the theatre district on the morning of the 31st of October?
I had to pick some things up from Adams.
So, Mr. Taylor can vouch for you?
No, he wasn't there. He just left them outside.
Did you use the payphone?
Yes, but only to call a cab. My battery was dead.
Quite the obsession with dead bodies, Mordecai. That's coming from an undertaker. Oh, I'm definitely a foodie. Money was a bit tight when I was younger, and it instilled me with this kind of quick or hungry mentality.
Well, I thought my mum was going to kill my dad at one point. Pretty much why I just hid in my room all the time. Had more time to work on Pip, I guess. So, there's this woman that comes to all of my shows, and I don't know anything about her. And I mean all of my shows, like here, London, Montreal, Cologne. And she's caught my eye, but every time a show finishes and I come out to look for her, she's just gone. Like, disappeared.
Inspector Calls is the next one, I think. I'm a Baconian, so I get free tickets to all the plays. I just need to pick them up the morning before the show. No, my line is not highly secure by any means. If I phone anyone off the record, I use public phone boxes. Burner phones on Merlehaven. As if. No. I was in a council meeting all morning. Ask the triumvirate.
Did you break to use the payphone?
No. And you should know this already. But the council building is miles away from the theatre district.
Sorry, Professor.
I was carried by a surrogate. She was a lab assistant. Paid well, but it's not the same. Mother says she wasn't careful enough. We're still twins, though. Just two peas from different pods. Of course.
Tourism is booming. Visit Merlehaven, the land of ghosts and fish. Thing is, people are told the hills are dangerous, and they still go. Hate picking up bodies from there.
Cloning was illegal. That's why they kept us a secret for so long. By the time they went public, it was too late to do anything about it. Most people were too curious to care anyway, though. The scientific community in particular. Father said they actually got a lot of admiration for daring to break the rules.
I was in the phone booth, but I didn't make a call.
What were you doing?
I was putting up flyers.
For what? You're the only undertaker on the island.
For the meat business.
We didn't find anything in the booth.
Good. Means someone took it.
I can't remember a time when we weren't famous. I remember an interviewer asking us once if we felt like we were the same person. What sort of question is that to ask an 8-year-old? How would you even know? We have our fans, but most people just aren't comfortable with the idea of cloning.
I live next to the theatre district, so it's quite quick to get here. I'd cycle, but where would I put my bike? I have a famous clock. I made it for the Neptunian Theatre Company. It was a grandfather clock you could fit a body into, but then magically disappeared, as if teleported through time. Nancy. Poor Nancy.
Is it you in this photo?
Yes.
It was taken the morning of Halloween. Who were you calling from the payphone?
A colleague of my parents.
Why didn't you use the phone at home?
I didn't want them to recognise the number. I thought they might not answer.
Why not?
It's a private matter. Can we just leave it at that?
Have you always wanted to paint things? Yeah, the living room needs doing. I'm not sure what I'd be if I wasn't doing this. Lonely.
Kyoko said if I ever cut myself in anger, if there was blood in a piece I was working on, I should destroy it. She said it would attract lost souls and create a Zorigami, a possessed clock.
No, I didn't find anyone from there.
Can you prove it?
I was home the whole day.
Witnesses?
My couch. Oh, no, actually, yeah. No, my mother. She was cleaning the place the whole morning.
I was going to make a call, but I didn't have any money on me.
We have an eyewitness who claims they saw you with the phone to your head.
Yes, that's what I do. I picked up the phone, started dialing, and then realised I didn't have any money.
Who were you going to call?
An old friend.
yes.
How did you know about Higgins? Wait, did I tell you? Yeah, it was probably me. Higgins was the security guard for 6 months before you arrived. He was our 6th guard, actually. His address was 6 St. Catherine's Court, Maidstone. 666. I'm having an epiphany. I'll be right back.
I'm Higgin.
Have you been home yet? You look... I take it nothing happened last night. If you see anything strange, you let me know. Anything, okay? I'll be in later. Hopefully. I've just had a call from Lord Barnet asking to loan one of Gray's portraits. They're having a charity auction, they want a centrepiece. Could you be a love and pick one for me? Just leave it in reception, I'll call in for it. I'll be back tomorrow.
The Starlings groomed witches. Still do. I was the last sacrifice, though. Do you know it rained fish after they murdered me? So it's half worked. They killed Spence. We need the blood of 6 royals. There are no royals in Merlehaven, Mordecai. You must paint them.
Something has changed.
In many murder cases, the killer inadvertently leaves microscopic evidence at the crime scene that is later used to apprehend them. The murder of Mordecai Gray was no exception. That Halloween, a forensics expert pulled hemp fibers from the soft furnishings and wooden floor of Mordecai's loft. They were presumed to have been left by the killer, and although their precise movements could not be tracked, the freshness of the hemp fibers meant they'd been deposited recently. Forensics tracked those fibers down to one place, and one place alone. Merlehaven's butterfly sanctuary. But what did it mean? Based on the decomposition of the trace evidence found, forensics believed that Gray's murderer had visited the butterfly sanctuary just a day or two before their deadly deed.
Yes.
There is no restoration table. Miss Argenta is very particular about that. She doesn't want any modifications being made to any of the pieces. If you find any artwork that looks like it's been tampered with, you let me know, okay?
I dreamt I was dancing with a snake. One of those big yellow pythons. Adam was pleading with me to stop, but I couldn't. It felt too good. Like the snake's body was my body. And the more I danced, the stronger I got, twisting around him tighter and tighter until he was choking for breath. And then I woke up. I could feel Leo's eyes on me all night, so later, when he was closing up, I went back out on stage and put on a private show just for him. Things only go missing on nights I'm performing. Leo said it's because everyone's got their eyes on me. It's funny how the cameras haven't picked anything up. Maybe it's because they've got their eyes on me too. I am very distracting.
When was the last time you visited the butterfly sanctuary?
A few weeks ago, that was where Adam proposed.
Did you go there on Halloween?
No, it's not a sanctuary anymore. Just another reminder of how I screwed things up.
The future is lab-grown meat. If you can eat animal meat, you can eat lab meat. It's exactly the same. Just less murdery. I was talking to the coroner's assistant about an autopsy. Shanice, she kept complaining it was too cold in the morgue to work. But before we could finish our conversation, another assistant turned up, pulled out a gurney that had Shanice on it. She'd died a day before. I was talking to myself. We're spreading ashes at the butterfly park now. It's become the #1 dead zone. I keep imagining butterflies eating ashes and growing little human heads. It's not as cute as it sounds. I was there the day before Halloween. It's a popular resting place.
How do you stop yourself treading in the ashes?
I don't.
So if we tested the shoes you're wearing now...
They'd say I'd been to the butterfly park.
I didn't tell her I was coming here today. I thought she'd probably try to drag herself out of bed, and she's really not well enough to do that. That's natural, though, isn't it? Lying to protect those you love? We both want to be #1. That's why we play doubles. But, to be brutally honest, if Monday's health meant she couldn't play anymore, I wouldn't be able to give it up.
Life's too short to hold back. If I see something I want, I'm taking it. Maybe the problem is I'm still grieving. I lost my dad and my career all in one hit. I never really dealt with it. It feels like there's this black pit in my stomach, and it's eating me from the inside out. I've got this insatiable hunger all the time. I've got to get away from this place.
Monday dragged me to a palm reader in Argentina. This woman told us we'd be #1 doubles champions within the year, though so far she's a position off. But then again, she also said our palms were different, so maybe she's not as good as she thought she was.
Do you visit the butterfly sanctuary?
Not really. My parents used to work there, though.
Did you ever help them?
No, I'm a tennis player, not a geneticist.
When did you last go there?
I've never been there.
Never?
It's a butterfly sanctuary. It's for tourists and old people.
Do you visit the butterfly sanctuary?
Not really. My parents used to work there, though.
Did you ever help them?
No, I'm a tennis player, not a geneticist.
When did you last go there?
I've never been there.
Never?
It's a butterfly sanctuary. It's for tourists and old people.
You've been a bit Jekyll and Hyde lately, Mordecai. Pleasant, then snide. I go to the butterfly sanctuary to calm my nerves. Perhaps you should too. Why did you paint a doorway on the lighthouse? You're not Banksy. There's already a door on the lighthouse. It didn't need another one. That reminds me of Nancy. From the play. The only thing they found in that grandfather clock was a butterfly. A butterfly. Did Nancy really change into something else? I sometimes go to the butterfly sanctuary to calm my nerves, and I wonder if any of the butterflies are Nancy. I'm a patron and I had to deliver some paperwork.
So you were at the butterfly park on Halloween?
Yes, along with half of Merlhaven.
I think that's all we need.
What does that mean?
It's not like the henge. The hills sucks power from up here and drags it down there. Whereas the henge is like a magnifying glass. It amplifies everything. When I am in my Vice Justice robes, you will obey me. Or else. But I'm harmless as a butterfly, really.
Things only go missing on nights I'm performing. Leo said it's because everyone's got their eyes on me.
It's fortuitous I live nearby, but Melhaven only has 1,000 inhabitants, so everybody is pretty close, geographically speaking.
Miss Darcy preyed on young men in bars, took them home and cut out their hearts. She said she'd been hypnotized by Mr. Darcy from the TV, and that every time Mr. Darcy said the word love in her dreams, it was a trigger for her to find her next victim. 7 bodies, 6 months for each. I've been in and out over the past few weeks. They're appealing our permit decision.
When was last time?
Day before Halloween? Whenever I turn up, they just make a big song and dance about having to clear up so many butterfly corpses.
Catherine is lost. She's become evil. Although there is something I want from her. She cannot be High Priestess. Do whatever you must. There can be no royals in the church. Lilith is pure of heart, but corrupt of soul. We need 6 of the freshly dead on Wellhaven soil. Then they can be arranged.
There is actually another room in the gallery that was built over. But you only need to patrol the parts that you can get into. Don't go knocking down walls. And be extra vigilant tonight. They've reopened Gray's murder case and I've got a bad feeling about it. I'll talk to you tomorrow. can you do me a favour? I've got someone interested in one of the Grey portraits. They want to buy one, but they're just not sure which one. They've asked me to choose, but I think they're all horrible. Can you pick one for me and hang it in reception? Just pick whichever one you fancy or hate the least. I'll be by later to pick it up.
Find the crystal ball.
I think you're probably dreaming. Have you caught yourself asleep during your shift? I won't say anything, but Miss Argento would not be happy. Not that she comes in ever. Get some rest. You'll be fine.
Xavier is trapped in a prison of his own making. He is controlled by his origami. Give the origami to Monday Finch. She'll die anyway, but this way she'll take it with her. I'll send Alejandra after Otto to get Pip back. You'll need to buy him. See that Dominique gets her money. She deserves to leave this place. I'll take care of Sunday's parents before their next iteration.
I did a charity gig for the park, but I did not expect the butterflies to gang up on Pip. I liked it. I swarmed him and turned him into one giant butterfly. It was consensual. Sometimes, when I'm very drunk, he talks to me, if you know what I mean. Nope. I mean, if I get really, really drunk, I can see him move on his own. Classic living doll trope. If you're in Dubai with a dead girl in your bedroom, you better hope that your story checks out. The truth is, I was so hammered, I probably threw the pills at her. I mean, I didn't tell the police that, just in case I was implicated. I just said they were hers. I'm waiting to meet someone there.
So you've been to the butterfly park recently?
Yeah, I go there almost every day at the moment, you know, in case she comes back.
It's common practice in murder investigations to hide certain details from the press and public, so that if anyone comes forward to confess, they can quickly be ruled out. For the murder of Mordecai Gray, Justice Horn decided to leave out one very important detail indeed. A symbol that had been drawn on Gray's forehead, in blood. According to Merlehaven mythos, the symbol belonged to the Luxyrus cult, who believe spirits can tangibly interact with our world. Cult members secretly recognize each other semantically by pairing two colors together whilst talking, like purple-blue sky, to alert others of their presence. The symbol drawn on Gray was a warding spell, meant to stop spirits returning in corporeal form. However, it had been drawn incorrectly and could instead trap a spirit in the material world. Our murderer must have known about that symbol and how to use it, albeit not entirely accurately.
Yes.
Gallery Argenta's been in the Argenta family for over 100 years. Originally it was used exclusively to show and sell the artwork from the family. But nowadays Miss Argenta opens it up to the public. I get to choose most of the exhibits myself. Well, I pick a handful and then she picks from those, but same difference.
Let's imagine that Pip is a bit like a smart speaker and can pick up everything you say and report it back to me. You know, stuff like transumption, cloning, supernatural powers and so on. But wait, before we talk about this, let's talk about Kyra.
I was bluffing. No one would have believed me anyway. You're a celebrated artist. You have all the power. Who am I?
If I find them, when I find them, I'm going to make them bring Monday back. Or I'll blow the whole thing wide open. Tell everyone who the great Goddard and Constance Finch really are.
She'd stabbed me a lot. I was bleeding out, but she just couldn't kill me. She knew she was going to be in trouble, so we were just haggling about how much.
Don't you just hate blackmailers? Tell people what you want. You don't have any proof. I'll tell them you've been stealing and abusing bodies from my morgue. A lot of people joke it's to improve tourism. And I don't like to talk about it because people say I'm baked all the time, but I can see them. In the mortuary. They tell me their stories, but I pretend to ignore them. Like Mr. Britton. What do you mean they're in your lockup? An art installation of corpses? Are you mad? Stop blackmailing me! I'm not giving you any more bodies. Where have the others gone? What have you done with them? It's familiar, like childhood familiar, but no, I don't know what it is or what it's supposed to be.
Could you draw it?
No. And I wouldn't use anyone's blood. I respect the dead too much.
Maybe making bad decisions is in my blood. Did I ever tell you why my mum left? She got knocked up by a fisherman. Literally ran off with a sailor. Or at least tried to. Their boat capsized, so I still see her around town sometimes with her church friends. The island didn't let her leave either.
The young girl. Who is she? And what does she have over you? Whenever I see you with her, your head is bowed. And it looks like you're taking orders.
Maybe making bad decisions is in my...
Surgeons can't be squeamish, Mordecai. I'm fine with the sight of blood. Whoever's it may be. The young girl. Who is she? And what? I've heard of it. The greeny-blue symbols. Is that what you mean?
The Luxiris cult. Are you a member, Mr. Hahn?
It's not a cult. It's a church.
Thank you, Mr. Hahn.
Isn't it great to hear people's thoughts? You know, to be a fly on the wall. I mean, I know you can't keep your mouth shut, but neither can Pip. I mean, would I get twice as much for blackmailing a blackmailer?
You said you wanted them so you could draw a still life. There's no life in a cadaver, Mordecai. You're doing something evil to them, aren't you? It wasn't kids. I staged the break-in. Her daughter said she wanted to see her mum's body, but I'd already eaten the kidney and liver. You'd think everyone was doing transplants by the state of my mortuary.
I guess it started when I accidentally syringed myself with ketamine. I knew it had hallucinogenic properties, but I'd never seen such colors. Medication to stop you being addicted to medicine. Isn't it marvelous, Mordecai?
I need him back. They hate me performing on my own. Even the Chronicle said, "Rest in peace, Otto Pipistrel, survived by his beloved and slightly less misogynistic puppet."
Maybe making bad decisions is in my blood. Did I ever tell you why my mum left? She got knocked up by a fisherman. Literally ran off with a sailor. Oh.
There was a sharp part on the front of that clock. I didn't realize when I gave it to her. It was only a tiny drop of blood, but that clock drank it.
I'm not really cult material. They're generally overdressed for me, all the robes.
But you've seen the symbol before.
It's funny. Once you've seen it, you start noticing it everywhere. It's all over the island, hidden in plain sight.
Can you draw it?
I've got it tattooed.
They gave me life. They gave me Monday. It's you I hate. You took her away. Your clock killed her, you know that, right? After she pricked her finger on it.
I keep having this dream where I'm floating in a pool of blood. Your blood. But it's not a dream. You get me? I've seen that symbol before, yeah.
Ever drawn one?
I'm not a member of Lux Iris.
Ever drawn one?
Yeah, I've been researching a film role. I'll search some of that stuff up.
I can't help that I want it all. Love, success, fame, passion. And I'm not going to apologize for it. All this island does is take, take, take. So I'm going to grab whatever I can get.
You said you want.
I guess it started when I accidentally syringed myself with ketamine. I knew it had hallucinogenic properties, but I'd never seen such colors. Medication to stop you being addicted to medicine. Isn't it marvelous, Mordecai?
Leo says I'm lucky he didn't call the police, that I'd abused my position. It doesn't matter anyway, the rumors have already started. Everyone thinks I'm a thief. Adam thinks I'm a cheat. So I'm already cancelled.
They gave me life.
One of our detectives noticed this symbol in your diary.
You've been reading my diary?
They said they found it open. Care to explain what it means?
I don't know what it means. I just saw it and I copied it.
So you could draw it?
I could copy it.
I was going to make a call, but I didn't have any money on me.
We have an eyewitness who claims they saw you with the phone to your head.
Yes, that's what I do. I picked up the phone, started dialing, and then realized I didn't have any money.
Who are you going to call?
An old friend. I'm a patron and I had to deliver some paperwork.
So you were at the Butterfly Park on Halloween?
Yes, along with half of Merlhaven.
I think that's all we need.
What does that mean? I've heard of it. The greeny-blue symbols. Is that what you mean?
The Luxiris cult. Are you a member, Mr. Hahn?
It's not a cult, it's a church.
Thank you, Mr. Hahn.
The bodies, the blood, the royals. Then we save Merlhaven by sending it back to where it came from.
I was going to make a call, but I didn't have any money on me.
We have an eyewitness who claims they saw you with the phone to your head.
Yes, that's what I do. I picked up the phone, started dialing, and then realized I didn't have any money.
Who were you going to call?
An old friend.
Yes.
I'm a patron and I had to deliver some paperwork.
So you were at the Butterfly Park on Halloween?
Yes, along with half of Merlhaven.
I think that's all we need.
What does that mean?
Yes.
I've heard of it. The greeny blue symbols, is that what you mean?
The Luxiris cult. Are you a member, Mr. Hahn?
It's not a cult, it's a church.
Thank you, Mr. Hahn.
Yes.
You're the devil, Mordecai. Go back to hell! Ah!
Can you believe they've solved Mordecai's murder? After all this time? You said it was them. Maybe you should get a promotion. Security guard? Nah, detective more like. Good job. I'll see you when you're next in.